Hi everyone, thanks for joining us, and special thanks to Race Director HQ for sponsoring this overview of RaceJoy. I'm Shelly Harris and this is James Harris, and we're the founders of RaceJoy. We're super excited to be sharing this overview of RaceJoy today, and if you have any questions, please feel free to type in your questions in the comments area.
So what's RaceJoy? What's it all about? So we're going to show you that today. We're going to actually show you with a little video to actually see the product in action. But it all started with being as a participant and Shelly as a spectator in my Ironman racing years ago. We really saw a need to really improve that experience for her to be able to engage and see where I was and be able to communicate with me. So using the power of the smartphone, we've turned this into a tracking device, and we've really changed, we think, innovated the race experience for races in terms of that engagement between participants and spectators. But it's evolved. It's evolved over the last 6 years, and it's evolved now to where the race operations and the race directors themselves can use these tools, not only for staff tracking, but also how to communicate when special conditions and things arise and or just normal conditions, and being able to use a more efficient way to communicate with both participants and spectators. And now that you have a highly engaged audience of participants and spectators, how can we provide value for the sponsors during that engagement? And so again, we're going to see how we use that technology, RaceJoy, to give you sponsor value during your events. And so what we're going to do right now is just kind of show you the product. Again, a picture is worth 1,000 words. And so we're going to show a little video, and then we're going to come back and go through some different use cases and different scenarios where we've seen RaceJoy used over the last 6 years. So switch to the video now. We'll be right back.
Right back.
You are at mile 8. Total time 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 8 seconds. Average pace 9 minutes 16 seconds. Estimated finish time 2 hours, 1 minute, and 23 seconds.
Go! Get him!
Alert. We are closing the course due to lightning. Please proceed to the nearest aid station for instructions. A message from RaceJoy Marathon.
And they're off in the 99th running of the Kentucky Derby.
You can do it. We know you can. A cheer from Dick's Sporting Goods.
We now have had more than 650,000 users of RaceJoy throughout the country and throughout the world. So we're super excited to see the technology be embraced in such a way. And we've seen it being used at all sorts of events. So not just running and cycling events, but also paddle boarding and swimming events. And also we even have a snowmobile event coming up for the first time. So, and races use RaceJoy for different reasons. So each race has different things that they're considering and things that they're concerned with. The larger iconic events like Philadelphia Marathon and Hartford Marathon and Pittsburgh, they use RaceJoy's GPS tracking to kind of supplement their traditional bib tag tracking and provide that continual tracking as well as their bib tag tracking. So we also have races like, what you saw, the Kentucky Derby Festival will use RaceJoy to add to their theme that they're already providing and to kind of raise the experience by taking advantage of the geo cheer points and things like that. And then if there's...
So, those are the more typical traditional use cases, as Shelly mentioned. But, there's been a lot of work over the last year and a half, especially in the relay area. And so if you have any kind of special relays or long relays, we invite you to contact us. We've done a lot of work. And basically what we're doing now, which is totally innovative in the market, is we're taking each participant's individual phone and we're tying it together into a virtual team. And so everybody runs with their own phone, but yet the performance of the overall team in terms of that performance statistics and all the leg times and all are all being tied together into an aggregate for that team. And so been just killing it with the relays. I just love it. Everybody can kind of use their own phone, kind of engage their own way, but yet they're all connected as a single team unit going through these relays. So events like Colfax Marathon out in Colorado, Vermont has been using this for a number of years. And then now we see, really getting into the ultra space. We see events like Reno Tahoe, Odyssey. We see these relays that go across entire states. In New York, we have one in coming up here in Texas. So again, if you have these more longer events, now you start turning into other requirements like safety requirements, security requirements, and so especially overnight events. And we see race directors really loving that aspect of it, that they know where their people are. They're able to say that they've had an off-course alert system, so that those active leg runners are getting off-course alerts in the middle of the night and not going down the wrong road and getting into a situation that you didn't plan for as a race director. So, really addressing some special needs and more of these unusual events. We have an event in Alaska. He races through some really very difficult areas. He actually makes it a requirement that they use this as a tracking device so that he can keep track of them, especially on the later run segment, which is kind of a tough area. So definitely see some of the unusual also used with RaceJoy, and we really embrace that, and we're very innovative. So again, if you have some unusual requirements, we'd love to hear from you, and maybe we can make something happen for you.
Yeah, and one of the features that events like the Alaska Man uses is our off-course alerts. So that it's a great tool to use for, and it's by request for that to be issued through the app. But it's a great tool if you have an ultra distance course, and if you have any concerns like an overnight course and things like that. We also see race series, like the Best Damn Race series, and also road races out of Rhode Island. They like to offer RaceJoy for multiple reasons. One of them is that they are cross-promoted. They're able to cross-promote their event series within the app, and all of their races get listed, so people will see that in the region when they're looking up other events in the app. And then also they're able to offer this consistent kind of elevated service across all of their race events. So it's just a nice added service, as well as providing the event organizers with these other tools that the video covered. So, but we thought we'd go through a couple of questions that we typically get asked, and then we'll answer any questions that maybe people are typing in.
Yeah, we're seeing some good questions come in already. So first, one of the questions is, again, we're RaceJoy. We've been doing this for 6 years, as Shelly said, over going towards 1,600 events now. Primarily been in North America. We have done events in South Africa. We've done some events in the Bermuda Island, Bahamas, and stuff like that. At this point, the question that was asked was about kilometers. The course map, as it's laid out, it can be laid out in any terms of how you want to do your markers and your milestones. The actual alerts right now, we've only had the configuration needed for, in minutes per second for running type events. For any cycling events, we typically issue in those miles per hour. But again, we haven't had a cycling event yet in Europe where they wanted it in more in kilometers, but that would be a very easy configuration change for us. So one of the questions was, okay, 3 years ago we were purchased by Run Signup, and that's been a great acquisition partnership for us. We're really excited about that. There's a lot of advantages if you use the Run Signup registration platform. And we can kind of go over that with you in terms of some benefits and so forth. They've done a lot of integration with RaceJoy. It makes it super easy for race directors to just come in, engage, and get the course map in and go.
And timers also have a lot of advantages if you're using Run Signup's registration platform and RaceJoy. So.
But very clear, we're completely independent. The Run Signup has kept us as an independent brand. We'll work with any timing equipment company, and we work with any registration platform. There's no requirements at all in that regard.
Yeah. Was there any other questions that have come on?
You want to go to your question about that?
What was the question?
Yeah, about phones.
What was
Okay. So another question we typically ask is like, okay, come on, when we have these personas, we call them the serious thieves. Do the serious thieves really run with their phone?
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah.
And actually, we have race directors that have been in this for a very long time, and they're like, I can't believe that anybody would ever run with a phone. So we will tell you the story. And again, you can go to the metrics and the analysis, and there's been a lot of research by different running organizations. 70% of your people are running with their phone, mostly because they want to have that safety aspect.
Yeah.
But the main thing is that we've actually seen winners. We had a winner of the Maine Marathon ran with his phone. Why? Because his wife asked him to. Because she wanted to be able to track him live and know where he was every step of the way, and also to just have that kind of engagement. So, will more elite type athletes run with their phones? Probably not. But we do see, it definitely is changing. People are starting to look at this 8 ounces as a tracking device. They stick it away somewhere. The clothes have become more integrated, and it's not about being on the phone. It's about just having a tracking device on you.
Yeah, and so the studies are showing that the number of people carrying their phone is continuing to grow, and they are using it for different things. So they use it for the ultra types of events. Obviously, that's going to be for a safety precaution. But a lot of runners and cyclists, they'll use it just to make sure that they have, able to communicate with other people, but to take pictures, to listen to their music, and obviously to get their pace. So.
And one other aspect on that, and I'm sure the question will come up, is about the watch. Again, we're super excited about what's going on in the watch industry, the wearables. Apple's really been doing a great job of pushing along. Samsung has a really nice one out. So, again, as it becomes more pervasive in the market where more people have a watch that has not only the GPS, the satellite communications, but also the ability to transmit position using cell data, and those data plans are integrated, you're going to see more and more of these tracking devices become the watch, and then now the experience is the same. RaceJoy technology works all the same. It's just a different device is the tracking device.
And I know we get asked a lot, like, what is the cost of RaceJoy? So it varies by race. It does start at $450. So if you have any questions and want to get pricing information, you can look on our website or just contact us directly on that. So, any other questions?
Let's take a look. Yeah, the Facebook sharing tool.
Oh, that was for panels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think that was it. So if you want to talk to us about your event specifically, and if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I'm Shelly Harris at RaceJoy.com. We're more than happy to give you more of a deeper dive of a demo of the products and all its capabilities.
So again, thank you, Race Directors HQ, for having us on today during your Facebook Live session. What we do RaceJoy, and we're really happy to do that. So thanks again.
All right.